Hi guys, this is Mick, and today we're going to be taking a look at a 1992 release in the DOS version of Birds of Prey by Electronic Arts and initially programmed by Argonaut Software. The DOS conversion was done by legendary assembly programmer Chris Sawyer, who's done a number of really fantastic games and has done some really stupendous conversions. Another game in some ways similar to this is Frontier Elite 2, which was also pretty much his conversion completely, although so many people credit this to David Braben, but it was actually Chris Sawyer who brought it to life for the PC. Here we have an equally ambitious effort. This game has an amazing amount of detail for a piece of programming which only comes out at 480K. And that's right, less than 1/2 of 1 megabyte. So let's get started here. First thing we have to do is pass the copyright protection. It's the old lookup protection. This is not a hacked version of the game. So I do have to use my trusty manual, which is over 170 pages, and I simply look up this aircraft. Bear with me for a minute while I find the bees. There are over 40 aircraft you can fly in here. And you can select which aircraft you'd like to use for the mission, which is really unique and fun, and it leads to some really goofy and far-out scenarios if you want to go with some completely inappropriate aircraft for the mission. So we're looking for the width of the B747-400, and the width comes out at, and of course it's in metric, 625 meters. Now here we are at the pilot selection screen. I'm just going to use a random name here, or my typical little name here as my call sign. Notice I'm just starting off here. I'm going to select Rookie to make it easy for myself, because this is more about show and tell than it is about actually doing a serious mission as far as adversarial caliber, or caliber I should say. Now we're going to select air superiority, and this is our playing area. It's actually a pretty neat playing area where you can either be side A or side B. Side A is NATO and side B is Soviet Union. So we're going to go with this airbase here, which is Airbase 1. And now I'm going to right click on the menu at the top and switch to aircraft which are appropriate for the mission I'm going to fly. And that's going to be air superiority. So I just, holding down the right key, hover over this and release. Now that's going to give us another menu when I right click, and now I can come down and pick any of these aircraft. But today we're going to be picking the Northrop F-20A Tiger Shark, which is one of my favorite aircraft. It's an aircraft you can also fly in Flight Simulator 4, although it's a subsonic version in that game and it has no weapons. But here we indeed do have weapons, and the Tiger Shark can carry really quite an amazing variety of armament for its size. So we're going to be loading up today with a couple of Sparrows. So here's our mission. You have chosen to fly an intercept mission. Your choice of an air superiority aircraft is the Northrop F-20A. A little more information on the F-20, which I won't read to you. And they say we have 2 Yak-38s, the Forger. And we're going after them. They're constantly going near Mach 1 on a course of 121 degrees. And they're located 286 kilometers from the airbase at a bearing of 58 degrees. So they're certainly a ways off. So I guess we can take our time flying towards them. I'm not even sure they're coming to my airbase, but oh well. So here we have the different weapons we can choose. We can also get information on any weapon. There's more to choose from here, even though some slots are empty here. We're going to go with the lovely Sparrow. You can't take too many of these because they're heavy. We can get some info on here, on these Sparrows. Really fast. Flying time is good, 100-kilometer range. So nice to have on board for a quick standoff kill. So we will go with 2 of these. Put them on my outside pylons. And notice I'm already up to 8506 and my maximum takeoff weight is 8510. So that's about all we can bring with us today, guys. This slowly rotating aircraft here is very reminiscent of Frontier Elite 2. When you're working on your ship, there's the same type of image rotating around here. I would say that's almost a Chris Sawyer tradition. Thank you, Chris. So here we go here, selecting 0 to make sure joystick is enabled, and then J to turn on our engine. Now this program has a rather complex and lengthy series of keyboard commands. I've made my own keyboard summary card to help me get a handle on this game. I am not an expert in any way on this game. I'm going to an outside view for you and doing a pan. Leaving the hangar. You can see we have our Sparrows attached. Looking pretty cool. Can pan up. Better get inside and do a little piloting. And you use the left and right greater than left than keys for rudder control. And I can look in all the hat directions. I'm ready to make my turn here. Guess I was going a little fast there. Looks like I was going 38 miles an hour here to come out onto the runway. Probably a bit more quick than I wanted to. Try to line up here for the runway. Braking a bit. And now full brake. And use the minus and plus key for throttle on the keyboard. So now we are ready for takeoff. So we'll go up to full throttle and light the afterburners. Still holding on to my brake for a minute while the engine spools up. And now starting our roll, brakes are off. And now full throttle. Instrument panel off, exterior view. Rotate left for a nice view. And zoom out. And V1 rotate. Undercarriage up. Back inside. departure view. View ahead. View left. View right. Cool looking little mountain over there. Leveling off at 1,000 feet. And we are headed towards our waypoint, which is going to be our yak. Cut in front of this mountain here. Maybe we can get an interesting flyby here. Hot dogging it a little bit here, pulling about 3 Gs per minute there. Little flyby shot. And exterior view. Exterior view comes up a little close, so you got to pull it out and then pan around. You can also put it into a number of access locked views. So, for example, now I'm going to rotate around, or roll around, and it'll kind of keep its position while I'm doing that, which gives you the ability to see the aircraft from a variety of positions. So we are inbound towards our target now. See the air base in the distance there. And exterior view with the instrument panel up. Default view in the cockpit, default view with the instrument panel. Now this is actually quite an advanced sim as far as the number of simulated onboard systems, such as the multifunction display is definitely multifunction. There's a lot going on with this. There's multiple modes within the multifunction display. There's multiple heads-up display modes. One thing important here on this type of mission too is keep an eye on your fuel. There is not an unlimited or excessively large amount of fuel on board. And if you're running on afterburners like I stupidly am right now, you're really burning through fuel at an alarming rate. If you do that for too long, you're either going to have to call up a refueling tanker, which yes you can do, or you will have to ditch and lose the aircraft, or it's a possibility you can land rough out there somewhere. These guys are still pretty distant, bearing 192 miles. I think they're too far away for me to even get. Not without a tanker. Now we can take a look at them, which is pretty cool. We can also look at them on the strategic map, which I'll go into here. When you have the strategic map on, it pauses the simulation so you can really get an idea where you are. So here's our enemy over here. They don't look that far away, but maybe they are. both sitting at 5,000 feet. You can also set waypoints here and do a variety of other type map things, which is kind of cool. My altitude's certainly been sneaking on up on me. Oops, I guess I pushed down a little too fast, which will cause a simulated blackout. This is a pretty hot little aircraft. Although I don't think it's capable of Mach 2 like it says in the specs, at least not with this engine. It's nice as you get near the sea, you pick up little white dots, which of course are supposed to be waves. We're way down on the deck here. Put our instrument panel back on here and we can take a look at our fuel, which now that I'm not an afterburner looks fine. We can actually take a look at other aircraft. We can go to an exterior view. Zoom out a little. And pan around. Don't we look cool? And now we can use Shift greater than key to go to different aircraft. So he's here on my adversaries on ground attack mission. So that's a NATO aircraft there. What is he, on the ground? No, he's in the air. Well, that's interesting. Almost looks like the Yaks are after him. No, these are F-104 starfighters escorting the B-1. I've never seen this before. Pretty cool. Okay, we've been climbing all the time. Everything's happening in real time while we were taking a look-see. Well, we are out sightseeing. Whoops, a little blackout here. Don't worry, we're at 8,000 feet. My Yaks is still way off, so have to get under 100 kilometers so that I can launch the weapon. Come around on this side of them. Now You'll notice when this comes into firing range, we'll get a diamond. Pop up a little to fire our missile. Also turn on the missile view. There we go. Enable the missile. And Fox one. Now this is pretty cool. You can watch the missile head to its target. Level of detail is really amazing. It's like death and destruction is coming up for those guys. Let's go back in and check on our aircraft here. Here's our other target. Currently have auto target selection on now, so looks like we have company here, so I am gonna bug out of here pretty darn soon. Yeah, there's probably some incoming heat for me, so I am going to get out of here. I'm going to use my autopilot to head for home. Whoa, it's a rather wild view, isn't it? And get out of here. Now you can't use the autopilot at higher levels, I saw, or you could not actually engage it. So I guess that's one plus for being on the rookie level. Looks like we had another hit here, and now we're lined up to land. A little high, but that's okay. We'll bleed some speed off here. Give us a little flaps. final here. Simulation does keep track of all sorts of small details, like whether you land actually on the runway or on the grass. Undercarriage coming down. Looks like I may be a little short here. I'm going to throttle up a little bit. Always extend your glide slope by hitting the throttle. Luckily this is a nice long runway, so I can bleed off a lot of speed. $80 feet, 70 feet, 60, 50, 40, 30. There we go. And brakes. Turning off the active runway. One of the cool things about this is that SimRes really doesn't end until you end it. Just turning off the active runway here, so. Engine off. So there you go. There's a birds of prey mission, and we will hit escape now to see how we did. And it says your mission lasted for 32 minutes. You landed on the runway. I destroyed the aircraft. Congratulations. It also lists my landing speed, which is 7.2 meters per second, which is pretty good for an aircraft. And it gives a couple of other statistics. So that's a very simple mission in here. If you stick with me through this entire mission, thanks for watching. And perhaps I'll fly another one again if I get some positive feedback. Like some of you guys who like to watch nostalgic flight sims and would like to know more about birds of prey. So this is Mick, and goodbye for now.